everyone to our Thursday educational series. I'm today's host, Laura Wacon, and we are excited to welcome three guests to tell their real journey, real outcome experiences. We have Tiffany Franklin, Christy Hickok, and Jeff Fugit. So thank you guys for being on the call. We're super excited to hear your stories. So just thank you for being here and opening up and sharing that raw story. So my first guest is Tiffany Franklin. She's a professional makeup artist. She's based in Houston, Texas, with more than 20 years of experience in the beauty industry. She's worked with television personalities, pageant contestants, corporate professionals, and she's earned herself a real reputation for excellence and professionalism. And she's passionate about helping others look and feel their best. So Tiffany brings confidence, expertise, and authenticity to everything that she does. So, firstly, welcome to the call, Tiffany. We're super
Thank
excited to have
you.
you here. So, as someone who's spent her whole career helping others feel confident in their own skin, what made you decide it was time for you to look at your own health and wellness journey and look at the peptides?
Yes, well, number one, stating I do have a pituitary tumor, a hormone tumor. And so with those type of tumors, you carry all this physical weight. I've tried surgery, I've tried exercise, and this is years since 2015 of being diagnosed. I had no other choice. No other door was opening for me. So I decided to take a chance. I tried semaglutide, didn't work. I said, let me move on up to the GLP-1 GIP, and that's what's helping me. And the story goes further than that. It's just a life-changing experience. This is what's working for me. So, like I said, all those other doors closed. This is the only one that stayed open, and I'm seeing a change.
Oh, so tell us a little bit more about what you was experiencing back then that made you like look at those doors.
Yes. So, like I said, 2015, I was diagnosed with a pituitary hormone tumor, which is located on the brain. And with that type of tumor, you do have complications. There are different things that comes along with the tumor. For women, your prolactin level is super high. With levels being that high, your hormone level being high. You're not able to, for women, you're not able to have your, in safe words, your monthly. You're not able to have children. And also with surgery, it can disturb your vision. There are ailments with that. And so with being diagnosed with that, and it is benign, thank God for that. And so it's hard to lose the weight, even with other medication, other medications trying to shrink the tumor. You just don't have that certain medication that's going to work. So after all test and trial, and like I said, all those closed doors, it's like, what else do you do? So with going through the semaglutide and all the other things, it's just been closed doors. And so with the GLP-1, that's the only medicine right now that I'm currently taking, and that is working. And of course, to plan on add on more peptides to that. But right now, it's certain ones that I know that I'm proud of, and that's the GLP-1 GIP, and that's what's working for me because it's decreasing the prolactin level. The hormone levels are coming down, and so when the hormone levels are coming down, guess what? You can lose the weight. The exercise alone will not help me lose the weight. The GLP-1 is what's doing it for me.
Yeah, that's what's doing it for you. So talk to
Mhm.
us a little bit about, obviously you said you had the weight gain and things. Did you have
Mhm.
the food noise and things as well?
Yes, definitely, definitely food noise, and that is a real thing. And so I found out with the semaglutide that it's only one receptor. GLP-1 GIP has two receptors. That food noise is completely gone. I didn't think I wasn't a believer. I'm like, no, because I know I like to snack. We all like to snack past 6 o'clock, but be real with yourself. It's not good for us. After 6, 7 o'clock, we should not be snacking. I shouldn't be snacking. And so that food noise completely is gone. I love it. I don't want to feel like I need to all the time. You don't have to. And so right now I'm comfortable with I had enough. I'm good.
I'm good. I love that. Now, a lot of people are curious about side effects when they
Mhm.
start on a GLP-1 or a GLP-1 GIP. Did you experience any of that? Now, be open and raw. This is a safe place to tell us anything. So be open and raw. Did you have any side effects?
The only side effect I had, which was my first week, I started in May, the beginning of May. The only side effect I had was constipation. So therefore, I had to add the protein. You definitely got to have something protein friendly, GLP-1 friendly, because if not, no one wants to have a full tummy. Not just saying the food noise is gone, but you're going to have a tight tummy. You're not going to feel too good. So that was the only issue that I had was constipation. I didn't have nausea. I didn't have the headaches. I did have a little light sweating every now and then, but me, I'm going to blame it on the hormones. So, but besides that, constipation was my only challenge. I'm glad that I'm not nauseated, but the constipation was a real thing. Definitely didn't like that.
Yeah, no, nobody likes that.
Mhm.
So, Tiffany, tell us from before you started GLP-1s. Obviously, you had this diagnosis. Your life was slightly different. How do you feel now? What are the byproducts of what this has done for you?
It has done so much for me. Like I said, I do have, with having all this weight, you do have high blood pressure, you have other health issues. Like I said, levels are down, the inflammation is gone. You're able to move better. You don't have to ask for extra seatbelt while you're on the plane. So it's little small victories like that. It's like, yes, I've conquered this and I'm getting through this. But being able to walk in my shoes and being able to take this GLP-1, it has definitely did a 360 in my life. I want to be able to feel good about myself when I get up, and I want to be able to get up and not feel so heavy. Right now, things are just getting a little bit light, and that's where I want it to be.
I love that. I hear stories all the time where people are like, do you know what? I've taken the GLP-1s and now I can cross my legs. I didn't
Yes.
even contemplate the seatbelts on a plane or anything like that, but
Mhm.
that's a real thing,
It is.
and that must feel amazing for you.
It is.
That's awesome. So what is your next step? Obviously, you mentioned you're looking at other peptides. So what is it you're looking at
Yes.
doing next?
So the next step is to add, I want to add on MOTS, but some other peptides because of the brain tumor. The doctor said no. I've done the intake. They just would not allow me to do most of the peptides. But I want to add more on because I'm going to need that muscle repair when I'm exercising and I'm in the gym or like right now I have a small leg injury due to, exercising and I need something to help with that muscle repair. I want to be able to have that cellular energy. I want to be able to have that energy first of all to even exercise because exercise everybody knows it's not so easy to do every day, all day, or each week. So getting in the gym more and working out with these peptides in my system is definitely going to be a great asset to what I'm doing right now. So I expect a great change, and I just look forward to this whole Ellie journey. I really do. And I'm thankful that Ellie offers such a variety of peptides and then the information, not just, oh, let me get this, let me buy this, but I've been educated on what it is as well too.
And that makes a big difference,
It
doesn't it?
does. It
Because you see
does.
the benefits other people are getting, but it's not suitable for every single person. And
That's
obviously
right.
you've tried to get some of them and they've told you no. And I bet
Yes.
that was quite disheartening because you're like, but I really want it. But
Yes.
obviously when the time's right, you'll be
The
accepted
time's
for
right.
it.
That's right.
Um, we're just super excited to see where your journey takes you.
Yes.
You've already had an experience. So,
Mhm.
can you tell us? This might be too personal, but can you tell us? Obviously, you've been on the GLP-1s, the GIP. Have you
Mhm.
lost weight so far?
At the last year, I was 412 pounds. The beginning of the year, I lost that weight and went down to 392. The beginning of May, I was 398. Since taking GLP-1, I've lost 17 pounds. Within this last week or so, I lost an additional 5 pounds. So, yeah.
Yay.
Yes, yes. I've never
That's
seen my
awesome.
body transform like this, even though it's the melting phase, the candle melting phase, but it's okay. I'd rather deal with that. I'd rather deal with that, put my compression garments on and keep on moving because at the end of the day, I got to deal with this body. And I'm glad to see the results now. This is just 1 month. 1 month that I said, okay, I'm going to do it. I'm going to commit to it. My health is my wealth. If I'm not able to be well within Tiff, I'm not able to work. I'm not able to service nobody. I can't do it. And I want to feel comfortable in my body. And from here on out, that's the goal. I'm going to be comfortable, and I'm going to share my story with whoever wants to hear it because it's a real thing. It's a real thing.
It
So I
is a
think I'm
real
at,
thing. So obviously the
yes,
water intake, the
warm,
protein, that's a big thing.
yes,
But anybody on
electrolytes,
this call
yes.
right now, so
Mhm.
Tiffany, anybody on this call right now who's feeling uncomfortable in their body, what advice would you give them?
Yes.
Literally, what, like somebody's looking at you now, they're like, okay, she's got her story. How do I get started on this story? I feel so uncomfortable in myself. What would you tell them right now?
I would tell them, I'm sorry, I thought you was talking to the audience. My my apologies. So what I would tell them is take some time to come to yourself. Come to yourself. Think about it. Pray about it. Talk to God about it if that's your belief. Just come to yourself and be real with yourself. Ask yourself, what is it about me? And it starts within your mind. Everything starts here. It starts in your heart. We have to be honest with ourselves and be real with ourselves and say, you know what? I need to do something to help this issue, this issue, this issue. Let me do my research. Let me be honest and do the work. Let me see what it is out there that I need. Let me connect with a friend. Let me go talk with a friend. But we just have to be honest with ourselves and just say, hey, I need to take care of this because I want long life, number one. Like I said, your health is your wealth. Just be honest with yourself at first and say, hey, this is something I need to take care of. That's the first thing is just coming to yourself. And that's what I would suggest to everyone, out there that's saying, you know what, I don't know, I'm scared. I just don't know. You're going to run into somebody that has a story just like yours. We have stories so that we can tell others. That's why it's a testimony. It was your test, but now you're able to share it amongst many to those who out there who have a similar testimony. Tests and trials come to make us strong. You live longer, you get stronger. So I want to be able to tell my story, not just to advance Tiffany, but to help somebody else.
Oh, I
So
got goosebumps, Tiffany. I love it. I love it. And that's what
thank
we're all
you.
here for, is to
Mhm.
share our stories to help
That's it.
someone. That is
That's
what
it.
it is about, just to help that other person that needs it.
Mhm.
So thank you, Tiffany, so much for coming on and sharing your story. I
Thank
absolutely
y'all.
loved it. You're amazing. And look, you're getting so
Thank
many love
y'all.
hearts and questions coming in.
Yes.
So
I
feel
thank
free to
y'all.
dive into the comments,
Yes,
answer
ma'am.
some of those questions, because there's
Yes.
always somebody that, they're in the same situation. They need that help. So feel free just to dive in and give them that little bit of advice and help them. So thank you so much, Tiffany.
Thank you. Thank you.
So my next guest is Christy Hickok. She is a wife, a mother of four, who understands firsthand how overwhelming health struggles can be. After years of battling exhaustion and body image challenges, she was diagnosed with Hashimoto's disease following a pregnancy loss. And through her own wellness journeys, she discovered EllieMD, and she finally found the support and guidance she needed to take control of her health. And today, Christy is passionate about encouraging other women to advocate for themselves, know they're not alone, and believe that healing is possible. So, welcome, Christy. Thank you for joining us on this call.
Hi.
We are excited to have you. So, Christy, your journey has been shaped by both loss and resilience. And today, you're here, you're helping other women find hope in their own health journeys. So, can you just take us back to that moment when you realized you need to take control of your own health and what led you to discovering the peptides?
So it started in 2019 um, when, like you said, we dealt with a loss in our pregnancy. And I had had several healthy pregnancies before. So I was like, what is going on? Like, what is wrong with my body? Why is it not working? So that's when I went into a specialist, and that's when she diagnosed with Hashimoto's, and basically told me, remove soy, dairy, gluten from your diet, avoid refined sugars, pop, everything like that. And so I was able to do that. And I was able to like drop weight, but there was just that stubborn fat that I'm just like, gosh dang it, like I don't like that. I don't like seeing that in the mirror. I can't. I don't want anything to do with it. And so I was like, okay, I'm going to save $10,000 and we're going to get a mommy makeover. And I'm just like, okay, but realistically, like, I can't afford that. So when I had saw a fellow friend of mine start Ellie with her peptides, I was just like, oh my gosh, like, I want that. I need that. And so I was just like, hey, I'm just going to do it. No talking to my husband, no anything. Like, I just did it. And honestly, like, sorry.
It's okay. Take your time.
Has changed
Take your
my
time.
life. And being someone who has struggled with eating disorders and hating herself for years and dealing with images of I literally had runway models from the 90s put on my wall, and that was my goal. And it was disgusting. Like it was so gross because it's not healthy. But now, like, I'm making sure that my girls never look at the scale. I make sure that my girls don't have to worry about that. I am exercising 6 days a week. I am prioritizing my health, and it seriously has been a game changer, because with Hashimoto's, like, the insulin resistance is just like, you can do as much as you can, but the weight's not going to come off. And so that's one of the reasons why I got on the peptides, is because it helps quiet everything, and you're able to just finally step back and breathe, and you're just like, oh my gosh, this is so different. And then the weight just falls off, and it just changes everything, not just your physical but your mental load as well.
Oh, obviously, I can see this is a touching story for you. So just take a moment. Okay, there's a lot of people resonating, sending you loads of love and hearts. So absorb that energy right now. But obviously, you say, obviously you looked in the mirror and you saw something different to what everybody else would see, and that must be really hard. Really hard. So how now, obviously you're on these, you're feeling more confident. Do you see a change when you look at the mirror? Is that something you're still struggling with?
It is still a struggle. There's days where I look and I'm just like, I immediately go to, I'm picking out these flaws, and but then I sit and I can look at pictures and I can see the difference just within the pictures, and I'm just like, no, you've gotten so far, you've done so much, like, you need to be proud of that.
100% you need to be proud of that. So you are a mum of four. So how many girls do you have? Because you mentioned obviously you don't want your girls looking at those pictures. What's your ratio of children, boy versus girl?
I have three girls and one boy. So it goes my two olders, then my son, and then my youngest daughter. And I do have like a bonus stepson that we see him on occasion, and he's in between the two older girls.
Oh, that's cute. Ah, love it. So tell us a little bit more about, like, obviously beyond the physical changes that you're seeing, what's been the biggest transformation for you in your mindset, in the way you look at life, how you feel? What's been the biggest aha moment for you?
The biggest thing is that I'm not wanting to be the tiny, skinny thing that they have going on, like with the celebrities and stuff like that. I don't want that. Like, I don't want that. Like, I want the toned muscle mom, like, can get up and go with their kids. I don't, like, on a more personal note, I had lost my grandma. She had fell, and my mom has really bad scoliosis, and she falls all the time. That right there is my motivation. I don't want someone to depend on me. I don't want like that. Like, I want to be able to physically take care of myself in years to come. Like, so that's been the biggest thing, is focusing more on muscle growth and strength instead of being the tiny, not realistic, because we're women, we've had kids, and I'm sure there's men on here, like, you know what I mean? Like, we're not 15 anymore. Like, we're in our 30s, 40s, 50s. Like, let's be more realistic with, especially with how much society pushes things. Like, let's stand out, let's be different.
Yeah, 100%. Obviously, you've been through a lot. Your testimonial is, you've been through a lot. A lot of people can relate to it. But how important has it been for you to have that support, the education, and the community, like during your journey?
It's been super important. Like, it's especially with a spouse who's very supportive, and I actually got him on BCP now, so I knew that it was a matter of time. But even just here with Ellie, like, I have relationships with some of these women that I couldn't have before. Like, I have relationships and the confidence, like, to see where I have been able to post when I started 10 months ago, like, even that, like, just the confidence in myself is so, like, rewarding. Like, it's been so worth it. Like, I look on my reels and I'm like, oh my gosh, like, was that really me? Like, oh my gosh, that was me. Like, that is so cool. Like, I'm so proud of myself.
And you should be proud of yourself. So I'm just looking at the peptides you take. You're on the GLP-1, the GIP. You've also taken the tesamorelin and the GHKCU. So can you tell us a little bit about what you experienced on the tesamorelin and the GHKCU?
GHKCU, I literally saw hair regrowth within 2 weeks. Like, it was crazy.
Awesome.
Like, I had little spuds everywhere, and I was just like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. Like, it personally is my favorite peptide. Like, I love it. I love the glow that it gives for someone who has lost a ton of hair with Hashimoto's, who's lost a little bit of hair with the trizepatide. Like, I like to have that hair regrowth. It's been such an important thing for me. Like, I love GHKCU. I cannot say enough about it. Tesamorelin, I love that peptide. I actually break the dosage, so I've had it a little bit longer than what I probably should. But when I mix that with creatine, like, I'm actually seeing muscle definition in my body that I haven't seen in even when I was a dancer in high school. Like, it is insane, and I'm just like, I could not have done that without peptides. Like, I couldn't do it.
Couldn't do it. So you mentioned that you've got your husband on it too. Tell us a little bit about his journey.
So we just kind of barely started it just about 4 days ago. So he had herniated discs in high school, and so he's always been on, like, tramadols and pain pills and stuff. And so we're trying to get him away from that and start putting like healthy things back in his body, which is the biggest thing. He absolutely hates needles. He hates them. So I just have him squeeze really hard so he focuses on the pain, and then I can put the needle in. But I think that I'm gonna win him over on it.
You're going to win him over. Obviously,
Mm-hmm.
he's seen the transformation in you. So he knows it's working. So he's
Yep.
paying attention now and he's going to go off your guidance. So that's amazing. So thank you, Christy, for coming on and sharing your story. I know that was emotional for you. You're getting so much love and so much support in the comments. So be sure to go and check them out. Everybody loves you. You look amazing as well.
Oh,
So
thank you.
don't ever doubt yourself because you are cool. You're rocking it.
Thanks.
You literally are. You are the definition sitting there. You're glowing. You look so healthy.
Thank
So
you.
thank you for coming on. Thank you for sharing your story and just being part of this community.
Thank you.
So my next guest is Jeff Fugit. He is a family nurse practitioner with 15 years of experience serving patients throughout Eastern Kentucky. He's passionate about helping others improve their health and well-being. He combines clinical expertise with a patient-centered approach to care. Now, outside of work, Jeff is a proud father of three, and he enjoys traveling and exploring new experiences whenever he can. So welcome to the call, Jeff.
Hey, thanks, Laura.
We are excited to have you. So, as a family nurse practitioner with 15 years of experience, that's a long time. You've seen healthcare from both a professional and a personal perspective. So, what sparked your interest in incorporating peptides and wellness therapies into your own health journey?
The biggest thing initially for the peptides was the demand for the GLP. So many patients that were coming in wanting the not the insulin, not the diabetic side of it, but the weight side, the benefit for weight loss, and just to be able to have that option, and that their insurances weren't they weren't getting it. They couldn't get it. Or yes, we'll as an insurance cover it, but then the patient still can't afford it. So I did start looking into options to try to give the patients a different angle. A lot are looking on their own, but I do have a core group of patients and clients that just didn't see or have maybe the access to look in other places. So that was kind of where it came from initially, looking into other things or seeing other options out there for GLPs. And then I actually had a coworker friend, she's on the call, introduced me to the information of Ellie, and that was Leslie Adams. And so then I was able to see for myself there was some options for me. Like I wasn't looking initially for myself, and again, I'm not personally doing the GOP GIP on my own. I started looking at it as, a dad with a 21-year-old and an 18-year-old and a 15-year-old, and their mother passed away in 2019. So I'm their kind of their source here. I'm their go-to, and like it or not, they have to look at me pretty much every day. And I wanted to be a better, what I would say, role model in a ways. It got into survival mode. COVID hit, working, seeing so many people got into a routine of when work was over, come home, do the minimum, sit down. And I got into that so quickly. And it became the norm. And so I started hearing and seeing some people talk about NAD. And I was like, ooh, what's this? NAD? What? Okay. And they're just going on and on about NAD. And I was like, okay. And I wound up having a hip replacement, a total hip replacement in September of 25. And then this came along in February, and I was like, you know what? I've got to get charged. I've already kind of given up a lot here. I've let things break down and go in a way that didn't need to. And it was slow fade. It wasn't overnight. It had gradually happened. But when I got on the NAD, it was like within 2 weeks, I was up. I'm going. I'm moving. I'm working out. I start walking. And then I saw one of the talks with Dr. Jason and talking about the methylene blue. So I was like, wait, it's going to make the NAD more effective? How could that be? So I got on after a couple of weeks of the NAD, I ordered the methylene blue and I started that. And I started for energy, but then there was a clarity and a focus and a the brain fog and the energy I had. I've always been energetic, but the energy I had was way more effective, purposeful. Um, I didn't leave the 10 things through the house that I would start and forget and move on to the next room and get it and then come back an hour later and start, wait, I didn't finish that up. So then honestly, 2 weeks after taking the methylene blue, I woke up one morning and for about 20 seconds, maybe 30 seconds, I laid there and I kind of thought, have I gone deaf? Like, where did all the noise go? Where are all of these racing thoughts that I've had for 50 plus years? What happened? And so it's like everything quieted down. So that was a benefit I was not really expecting, and but I'm loving. And then with myself getting out and working out and walking and not just walking, I decided I'm going to start doing weighted walking. I'm like, what? I haven't worked out like this in probably 30 years. I'm 54. I'm like, who is this guy? And so I started with an 8 pound vest, and I've done that for a couple of months. Well, yeah, a couple of months. And then actually on my birthday, I upgraded to a 15 pound vest. And now I am walking 3.5 to 5 miles in the evenings with a 15 pound weight vest. And in order to maximize that, I knew I wanted to build the muscle. So then I added on the Testmorelin because I, I wanted it to be effective. Like if I'm going to do this, I want the max. I want it all. So a couple weeks after that, I was at a function with the family and I had on the shorts, and my sister was like, "Yeah, where did those calves come from?" And I was like, "What?" She goes, "My gosh, those your calves are like huge." And I said, "Well, I walked this hill 5 times in the evenings with my vest on, and so it's maxed out. It's made it so much more effective. And then I just recently finished my first cycle of the Testmorelin, and I cycled on with the BPC TB 500, BPC 157 TB 500, and I've done that because I wanted to minimize inflammation. I do have a history of psoriatic arthritis, and I felt like, hey, I'm gonna keep working on this. I actually wound up looking back at some pictures from April of last year to April of this year, and I got the chat to put them side by side, and I was like, oh my word, I had no idea I had that much. And it was inflammation and weight, but I feel like I've released and just it I feel 20 plus years younger. And that's my personal experience. I would do it all over again. And I tell people about it. I got to go to my youngest eighth grade graduation a couple months ago, and people were giving me the up and down. They would be like, "What? Like who? Wait, who?" And I'm like, "Okay, like all right." But it's just kind of I did it for me, but I did it for my kids because I'm who they have. So I'm trying to be here as long as I can and be as peak performance as I can for them.
Oh, I love it. Obviously, longevity is the name of the game. I'm chuckling at a couple of the comments because they're like, make sure you look out for Jeff as he's walking along in his vest. That
Yes.
is awesome. So when you first started taking them, like in your head, what did you think was going to happen? Did you think you was going to have this huge transformation, or did you just think, okay, I'll give it a try and see what happens?
I just gave it a try. I mean, I started thinking because what I had heard about the NAD was just the energy, like feeling so much energy. And again, I'm not a low energy type person. I've always felt like I've had energy, but I was pushing through and getting through the required parts where I needed to be that energetic teaching kind of provider for my clients, trying to be that person that, gets to all the kids' events, and we get all that and we love our soccer and we're going out and we're doing all this stuff. But then I, as soon as that was off, I was home and just sitting. And once I had the minimums done, I was sitting. I've sat 5 times since February in the evenings and just watched TV. Just like it's down to five from February. I was doing it every evening. So I did not expect this. I did not expect that I would be the guy who is out with the vest, walking around, hoofing it up and down the hill, and the neighbors are going to make me like probably charge me to repave the neighborhood because I keep walking up and down so much. But it's been a just a blessing, honestly, to be able to have this kind of outcome. That one, I got what I wanted with the energy, but then the clarity and then leading into, okay, I want to add this on because I saw this effect with this one when I thought that's what I would do and got so much more. So if I'm going to add on this next one, I'm going to get that, but then I want to see what else I'm going to get from it, you know? So that's kind of how I've kind of started stacking these now.
Yeah, no, I love it. So obviously, if your neighbors come out and they're like, "You got to pay for that paving," just say, "No, Jeff is paving the way for longevity." That's
That's
what you have to
right.
come
There
back
you
with.
go.
So I have another one on my list that you've been taking that I don't think you've quite touched on yet, and it's the GHKCU that you've been
Correct.
taking as well.
Yeah.
So how has that had an impact on you?
I'm 3 weeks in on that now. And I mean, it's really not done anything for my hair. That's not been anything I've
I was
seen.
just gonna say I can't see the sprouts like Christy
Yeah,
had.
yeah, not yet. I'm doing it probably at this point. I really kind of feel like when I've lost the weight, I've kind of gained the lines, and I feel like, hey, I want to see, can I get the collagen back? Can I get the fibrinogen back? Can I get this going? But I mean, I'm also doing the skincare now too. So I'm like laying it on from the outside. I'm putting it on from the inside. So all I can say is look out. I'll probably have to put a filter on if I do one of these in a couple of months because it'll be glowing so much you won't be able to see me. So, but no, I love it. I do feel like it has helped with my confidence at this point. I feel like I'm already noticing a little difference, and it's not like people are like, "Ooh, ooh, Jeff, what's going on?" But it's made me more comfortable in my own skin at this point.
Oh, it's awesome to hear these stories. So you currently take NAD plus, methylene blue, GHKCU, BPC 157, TB 500, and you've recently completed the Tessamol in KPV. So what does your schedule look like on a day-to-day basis? How do you map this out for yourself during the week?
So here on my refrigerator, I actually have a dry erase kind of calendar. You can kind of see right in that area. And so I have it written out. So my NAD, I do that 3 days a week, and I do that in the morning. The test Moreland with KPV, that was an evening recommended. So I would do eve 5 nights in a row, two off. And then now with the BPC 157, TB 500, and the GHKCU, I do those during the mornings. So 5 mornings a week, I do the BPC 157, TB 500, the GHKCU, and then on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, I add the NAD in there. So it's a little bit of a scheduling, planning kind of thing. And then on Sundays, I go and I get all of my things drawn up. I have little containers for each, and then I keep them in the refrigerator. So on those mornings, I just have to go to the refrigerator, pull out my syringe, have it ready, and let them warm up a couple of seconds, and then I give my doses.
That's brilliant. Somebody said you are looking like Benjamin Button. You are aging backwards.
Thanks.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much, Jeff, for coming on and just sharing your story. We don't have many men in the community, but obviously this is becoming a bigger thing because people are realizing longevity is here for the win. You know,
Mhm.
longevity is here. Everybody needs longevity. Everybody wants to live longer. Everybody is looking at how they can progress in life and stay healthy and young. And you guys that have just shared your stories on this call, we're so grateful for you because you are a beaming example of it. I mean, Jeff is beaming more than most. He's literally glowing. You can see him through the screen. He is glowing. And that is going to be the GHKCU. Trust me, guys. That's what that one is. But thank you so much for each of our guests for coming on and sharing your experiences with us. And we love hearing all these stories. We have all the replays over on our YouTube channel. But for today, that does conclude our Real Journeys, Real Outcomes. So thank you guys. It's been a pleasure. As always, we love you. Take care, everyone, and we hope that you took something memorable from this call. So take care. Thank you.